So this video is to walk through the Camden First Assembly app. There's so many different things you can do with the church app. So we want to walk through the different things so that you won't miss a thing. So I'm going to press the app icon and that will take us right into the app. So as the app opens, if this is the first time that you use it on an iOS device, so an iPhone or an iPad, it will ask if you want to accept push notifications, which is what you're seeing right here. We highly recommend you accepting this because this is probably the best way for Camden First Assembly to send out messages to the church because you will be notified right away as these messages go out. If you're on Android, you'll most likely automatically opt in for notifications, so you don't need to worry about any of this. So I'm going to go ahead and press allow, but then on both iOS and Android, so iPhone and Android, you can see in the top right corner there is a paper airplane button. Go ahead and press that if it's your first time using the app, and you're going to see here a number of different things that you can receive notifications about. So there at the bottom you can see men's ministry, women's ministry, students ministry, and on. And these are all different things that you can say, hey, I want Camden First Assembly to be able to send me notifications about these things. What this does is it allows Camden First Assembly to be able to send a bunch of different notifications throughout every week, but everyone in the church isn't going to get all of these. So I want notifications about men's ministry. I have a child and kids ministry, so I want notifications about that. And I'm part of life group leaders. I lead a life group, so I want notifications about that. Now, if 2 notifications go out this week to men's ministry, a notification goes out to the students ministry, and all these other things, it's not like my phone's going to be going off like crazy throughout the week. Now I'm only getting those notifications that are relevant to me, as well as the notifications that go out to the entire church. And you can see the allow notification toggle, which I toggle off and then toggle back on. That means just having that on means that if a notification is sent out to the whole church, then I will receive it. And that automatically gets turned on when you say that you want to allow notifications, which is the first step we did when we opened the app. So now I am all set up. I highly advise that you go in and do this the first time that you use the app because it's huge to be able to adjust what you receive notifications about. And as more and more people do this, it allows Camden First Assembly to be able to send these notifications out. So with that taken care of, I'm going to press the back button in the top left corner of the screen, and that's going to take me back to the home screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk through the different areas on this home screen, and almost all of these will actually take us into the tabs at the bottom of the screen as well. There's just additional things here too. So first of all, let's go press that events tile. So if I press this, it's going to take me into a list of all of the events at Camden First Assembly, which gives me a great way to see what is coming up. So you can see the top is District Fine Arts, which is March 29th, and that's the soonest thing in the future. So this goes in order from soonest to latest. And for any event, you can press the information button, and if there's additional information, you can view what that additional information is. So for instance, for the night of prayer, I'm going to press the information button, and you can see it's been entered. For more information, contact Austin and then Austin's email address. Since that is available and there's an email address associated with it, the app automatically allows you to send an email by pressing the email button. And from within the Camden First Assembly app, you can contact Austin about the event because there were additional event details there. So for many events, you might see that there are not additional details. So for instance, for Fine Art Showcase, if I press information, there are no additional details. So that's what you'll see if no additional details are there, but many events could have the ability to contact deeper details. And as I scroll down here, you can see for Kingdom Builders, this one even has registration available. So when there is registration available, you can see a third button shows up along with add to calendar information, allowing you to register from that button. Right there, you can jump in to register, or I can press the information button. And from here, you can see, hey, there's also an email option and the register option, and then I can register or email from within the app right here where I'm at. So that walks through some of the neat things you can do. Obviously, also there's an add to calendar button, and you may be wondering, why is there an add to calendar button when I'm looking at the calendar right now? But what you're looking at is the Camden First Assembly calendar, and what you'd be adding the event to is your personal calendar on your device. So for instance, my wife and I, we both have our own iCalendars, and so by pressing add to calendar, it would add to the iCal on my device, on my iPhone, but my wife's phone is also linked, my wife's calendar is linked to my calendar. So by pressing add to calendar, it would also add it to my calendar. So I could add District Fine Arts Showcase, and just scroll through here and quickly add, I'll add men's breakfast. So the first time I add an event, it's going to ask if I'm sure I want to do that. I am. And then I can go through and say, oh man, capture the flag, sign me up. So I'm going to add that, and I can just scroll through, and in a matter of probably less than a minute, I can add every event in the coming months to my calendar and my wife's calendar. In that way, I'm picking and choosing what events are added versus just adding every single event, which is what, in many cases, is the only choice you have, is to sync an entire calendar with your calendar. So this is a really powerful way to be able to get the events from Camden First Assembly onto your personal calendar. Now you can see when we press that tile, remember we pressed the events tile on the home screen, it actually took us into the events tab, because you can see at the bottom of the screen now, the events tab, the second one to the right, is the one that's highlighted. So now to go back to home, I'm going to press the home tab, the one on the far left there at the bottom of the screen, and now we're back here where we started. Next up is give. I'm going to press that, and this just takes you to the different ways you can give, whether sending or either mailing or mailing a check to Camden First Assembly, which is the bottom option, giving you the address, or the top option, which you can touch there, and it will take you right to where you can give digitally. I'm going to go ahead and press the home button again on the bottom left corner. Next up is sermon notes. Sermon notes are, initially, as you can see, it's an outline, which is awesome. Already you have an outline of the notes for the week, but you can see at the top of the screen, it says touch any section to take a note. So not only is this an outline, but it's an interactive outline. So as I scroll through here, if this passage in Mark speaks to me, I can touch. So all I did was touch the passage in Mark anywhere there and say, this passage in Mark, oh wow, it'd be nice if I could type, Mark means so much to me. Because, and then I could type on and on and on for pages and pages if I want. It's unlimited. And then you can see a little symbol appear to the left of the note I took. So then as I go along here, desperate faith eliminates, and I was not in there for this, but I could type desperate faith eliminates fear. And now I've taken that note, and you can see to the left of it, I have filled it in. So I can go look here, desperate faith eliminates fear. So as you go through then, if you scroll through, you can easily look at the left-hand side of the screen, and you can see where I have taken notes. This is a really neat way to be able to take notes on Sunday mornings and to be able to see the notes you've taken, and it gives you unlimited space to take notes. I can write paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs, so no longer do I have to worry about taking notes in the margins on a physical bulletin or losing those physical notes, because at the end of a message, I scroll down here to the bottom where it says email sermon. I can press that button, and it brings up the sermon notes in an email that I can send to myself. And as I scroll down, there's the passage in Mark right there. And you can see as I get below that, there are the notes that I took on the passage in Mark. As I go down to desperate faith eliminates, there's desperate faith eliminates fear. So you can see it puts the notes you took where you took them. So it's easy to see the notes that you took in the different sections you took them on. And now you can email them to yourself. And really cool stories we hear from people is that they'll set up folders inside of the email client they use, for instance, Gmail, and they set it up so that these emails automatically go into that. So you can see in this case, the name of the sermon is always Camden First Assembly Sermon, and then whatever the sermon's called. So you could set up a folder that automatically puts Camden First Assembly sermons into it, and then you will always have a database of all of the different sermon notes that you took, and you don't have to worry about losing them anymore, which is a really neat thing that the Camden First Assembly Church app offers. So with that taken care of, I'm going to go ahead and press the back button in the top left corner, and now we're back on the home screen. Next up is life groups. I'm going to go ahead and press that, and you can see it takes me to a map at the top screen and a list of the life groups below that. Now, currently, all of the life groups at Camden First Assembly are at the same location. If there happen to be different locations, you'd see the different pins listed throughout the area, and you could touch any pin, or you could touch any of the life groups in the list below the map. So I'm just going to go ahead and press men's life group, and as I do that, you can see it highlights that pin. Like I said, all of the pins are in the same location, but what it would do is actually scroll to that pin in the map at the top and highlight it and show you that's where men's life group is. And you can see right below the map, the option to call, email, or sign up came up. And I can press any of those, and it will take me to do that. So I can even sign up for men's life group right here inside of the Camden First Assembly app. So I'm going to go ahead and press the back button in the top left corner, and we're back at home once again. And now I'm going to press photos. And when I do this, you're actually going to see, I'm going to come up on the screen here. So I'm going to flip the camera again. All right, that's me. So I took a picture of myself, and you can see at the bottom of the screen now it says retake or use photo. I'm going to select to use photo, and you can see there's my picture, and at the bottom it says tap an image to add it to your picture. So below that, you can see you have a horizontally scrolling list of filters that you can add to the picture. So let's say you're in the youth ministry at the time, and something's happening, and like, oh man, the kids are making a pyramid. I want to take a picture of this. You can quickly pull out the app, take a picture, and then you could add the student ministry's logo to your picture and share it on social media. And boom, now you can easily add branding to your pictures for Camden First Assembly. And you can just add as many as you want. You can rotate it, scale it like that, and do fun things with the pictures. And then in the top right corner, you can see a share button. If I press that, I can share, scroll over to Facebook, and on Facebook, you can see it pulls my picture up, so I can just start posting to Facebook using that picture from within the Camden First Assembly app. And this is a fantastic way to advertise the church, invite people to the church. It's such a powerful tool for reaching out to the community and telling people about what's going on in the church. And I say this because the church app can be so many different things. It can help you connect with God. It can help the church be able to connect with God, which is awesome. I mean, absolutely what the church is. Second of all, it can help you to connect with the church, be able to get information about events like we talked through. But one thing that we want to also encourage is being able to help you connect with the community. And that's what this sort of thing is for. It's to be able to make it as easy as possible to either post on social media, to send a text, send an email, and add something fun like this in that catches people's attention. Because if you make a post like this, it's going to make it's going to be a lot more eye-catching than just making a post that just has text. So this is a really neat tool for being able to do stuff like that. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and press the X in the top left corner. It's going to take me back to the home screen. Again, next of all is connect in the bottom left corner. I'm going to press that, and you can see this just takes me to different ways I can connect with Camden First Assembly. The top being a connect card, and then after that we have social media, the website, and call or get directions. So I mean, basic ways to connect. A really cool thing about having the connect card available here is now the only opportunity to fill out a Connect card is not Sunday morning. Now you can fill out a Connect card from within the Camden First Assembly app anytime during the week. All right, I'm going to press the back button in the top left corner once again, and you can see last of all on this home screen is the prayer wall. I'm going to press that, and the prayer wall is such a cool way for you to be able to share prayer requests, to come and encourage people by letting them know you're praying for them, and to come in and even reply to people to let them have words of encouragement from you. So you can see right now we have two prayer requests. One from Jillian, one from John. On the left-hand side, you can see one of them says praise. So without even reading the request or anything else, you can see the top one is a praise, and the one after that is a prayer request, because you have the ability to either post a praise or to post a prayer request. Then you can see there's actually text there, and in both cases, the text is truncated to only 2 lines. So if I go down to the bottom one there and just touch the text where it says our 2-month-old, it will take me into where I can read the entire message that was posted. So you can see our 2-month-old daughter has her first cold. Oh boy. So what I can do here is, first of all, I can indicate I'm praying. So I'm going to press the little heart. You can see there's a 6:" heart. That means 6 people have already said they're praying for this prayer request. I'm going to press the heart myself. Now it says 7, and you can see now it highlighted to a blue color instead of a light gray color. That indicates to me I am praying for this. If I go ahead and press it again, because I am adamant that I'm praying for this, you can see it indicates to me, hey, you're already praying for this. You don't need to say you're praying again. So that means that that number 7, that is actually 7 different people that have said it, obviously including myself, but 7 different people have indicated they're praying. It's not one person that pressed the button 7 times, but literally 7 people. So when you see that for your prayer request, you know that there are people out there praying for you, which is really neat. Next of all, you can see the speech bubble. That's for if you want to reply to a prayer request. So I'm going to go ahead and press that. I'm going to type my name is Joe, so you can type whatever you want, or you can type anonymous. You have to type something, though. I'm going to press next, and now I can type whatever I want, and I'm just going to type, I am praying for you and your family. And then you can do, you can even do emoji. So actually, I'm going to say, that is tough. and then a scared face emoji. So I'll do that. I'm going to press submit, and boom, you can see there it says Joe, and it has my reply. And now anybody that comes into the app, especially for John, when he comes into the app, he can see my reply. And you can see now, after the heart there above, you can see it's a 1: speech bubble. So I can see one person has replied, and the speech bubble is now blue instead of light gray, indicating that I have replied. So I'm going to go ahead and press the back button, and you can see here now that 7 and that 1 are here as well. So from this screen, you can also indicate you're praying and also reply. So for Jillian, I want her to know I'm praying. From here, I can just press that heart, and boom, it iterated up to a 6, and you can see the heart is there, but I have not replied, which is why the speech bubble is light gray. Last of all is that light gray exclamation mark. That's to indicate that you want to flag the post as offensive. So you shouldn't just push that for fun. Only push that if there's a problem. And the reason that this is included is we don't want the prayer wall to be something where church staff has to constantly be coming in here to moderate the church wall. So instead, we've built the church wall, the prayer wall out so that you, the church, can moderate the prayer wall. So after enough people have indicated that there's a problem with the prayer request will just automatically be deleted. And that way, if someone comes in here and starts posting something they shouldn't, or let's say someone accidentally posts a swear word. Let's say they're typing something, it's completely innocent, and it autocorrects to a swear word they have no idea. Well, then the church can come in and just flag it, and it will automatically be deleted without having to contact church staff and take their time for it. So it's a way to make it so this is moderated by the church instead of taking up staff's time to be able to moderate it. Last of all, what if you want to post a prayer request yourself? In the top right corner, you can see a pencil writing on a paper. I'm going to go ahead and press that, and it takes me to where I can make my own prayer request. So you can see the first step is to indicate whether this is a prayer request or a praise report. I'm going to go ahead and say it's a praise report. And you can see at the top of the screen, we actually have an indicator that walks us through the different things we're going to do. So if I go ahead and press prayer type at the top of the screen, it takes me back to where I was before. Or say I press praise report again, it'll take me back and fill that into circle 2 so you can see the progress you're making. I'm going to go ahead and post this as Joe. And now prayer details. I am so excited that we have this prayer wall. And I'll do a bunch of clapping hands and press submit prayer request. And there is my prayer request, or I guess in this case, praise report, so that people can see that I am excited about the prayer wall and can also indicate they're excited about it as well. So that walks through the power of the prayer wall and just how cool it is to be able to encourage each other, ask for prayer, and to even just indicate you're praying. So last of all, in the bottom right corner, you can see media because we went through everything in the home section. So I'm going to go ahead and press media. And you can see this takes me to a list of all of the different media available within or available from Camden First Assembly. So I can choose any sermon here. So I'll just choose the newest one, Desperate Faith. You can see it takes me into where I can listen to it or download it. So you can see obviously it says listen to audio, which will take me to where I can stream the audio, or there's that arrow pushing down, and if I select that, it will take me to where I can download it. So I'll go back and just choose seek first and be content. I'll choose the down arrow so that I can start downloading, and then it will start downloading. You can see it's indicating the progress it's making as it's downloading, and once it finishes, it'll give me an indicator that it has downloaded and now it's available to listen to offline. The reason that this is available is I know I love to listen to sermons while I run, and I don't want to be using LTE for that, to be constantly streaming sermons while I'm doing it. So this gives me the ability to be at home, be on Wi-Fi, download the sermon, and then I can go ahead and start streaming the sermon. I can start listening to the sermon that's been downloaded without streaming. And now that it's downloaded, or even if it's not downloaded, I can press listen to audio, and it takes me into this player where it starts playing the sermon. So from here, you can see where it's counting up 6, 7, 8. I can, right below that is a bar where I can scrub to where I want to fast forward to, and I can start listening wherever I want. And you can see we have that indicator showing at the bottom of the screen showing that there's audio playing. If I select outside, so let's go to home. If I select home, I can go back to the audio at any time by touching that area from any area of the app. You can see it follows me around. If I touch that area at the bottom, it'll take me right back to what I'm listening to. So that's a great way to be able to get back to the audio that's playing. And the reason that's necessary is oftentimes you'll be in an app, you'll start playing audio, and it's really hard to figure out how you get back to the player that's playing audio, which can be very frustrating. Whereas this will just take you right back to it from anywhere you are in the app. So hopefully that gives you a great idea of what's available in the Camden First Assembly app. There's so much here. And we're very excited about what people will be able to do with it and the different ways they'll be able to connect with Camden First Assembly. If you have questions about what's available with the FaithLink app, please make sure to reach out to us at our website, faithlinkapps.com.